Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we are still on money method week. I am bringing you money guides all week, basically focusing on that kind of content, and I've done a few I guess more complex videos and another kind of longer video, so I thought I'd kind of go back to the more I guess easier money methods, more accessible for everyone, as Gran Turismo 7 seems to have an influx of new players lately. I think that is because it is currently on sale. So the car we're going to be using for this method is one that gets recommended a lot. This is the Lexus RCF GT500 from 2016. It's available in the Lexus dealer for 800k, so not a bad price point. Within 2 runs of this, you've pretty much doubled your money, basically paid for the car, and then come out with some nice pocket change. So not really expensive at all in terms of the economy. Pretty simple tune for this. You're going to want hard tyres, 50, 60, 5, 5, 30 and 30, 40, 40, 4.00 and 4.00, 2.5, 2.0, 0.10 outwards, 0.20 inwards, 15, 50, 40, no nitrous. You want fully customizable racing transmission. I'd recommend leaving that at 290. You want 95 power restrictor, minus 50 ballast position, 75 ballast. You want the output adjustment at 99. You want the downforce at 730, and then at the rear 1040. Make sure your anti-lag is on weak for this, and it should come out around 799.90, and nothing else needs changing. Feel free to pause. So I pretty much turned my back on this on this event, but we are going back. This is Sardinia we are using, and for those of you that don't know, it's the World Touring Car 800 event that we're going to be using. Pretty much the easiest of the grinding tracks that we can use. So this is going to be a 2 strategy video. I'm going to show you my personal favourite strategy, and then I'll show you the alternate strategy that you can do. And up first is basically the more power happy, fuel thirsty method. You're basically going to leave the car in power mix 1 and work your way through the grid. I recommend setting the AI to easy. Trust me, you don't want to kind of make yourself a challenge on by putting it on harder difficulties. I mean, it's completely up to you, but when I'm grinding money, I throw them on easy and I go elsewhere for a challenge. But like I'm going to say here, when it comes to clean race bonus, you are only going to lose it if you overtake during a yellow flag. So if you see that yellow flag waving, do not overtake, hold back and wait for it to clear. If you do overtake, or do something a little bit naughty under the yellow flag, you will lose that clean race bonus. It is very rare it comes out at Sardinia. I've only seen it a couple of times, over the, must be what, 50 odd times I've run this track now. I've only seen it a couple of times, but it does happen, so just be very aware of kind of what's going on around you. When it comes to the AI, they're a bit of a nightmare on easy. They will bunch up. In fact, on any difficulty, they're a little bit dumb. They like to kind of bunch up and block your way. But basically what you want to do is just make up as many positions as possible. You will have a huge power advantage over them. Obviously, we are using a Group 2 car. The AI are set to Group 3. And when it comes to straight line speed, cornering speed, you are basically king of the road, and they are nothing but little rolling roadblocks as we go across the line for a 143 on our opening lap. By lap 3, you should really be taking the lead. The leader will be out ahead from everyone else by quite a bit. We're just going to go down the inside and inherit the lead, and at this point we'll pretty much never have to look back again. He will pit, I believe, 2 or 3 times. Lap 6, we're about the halfway point, pretty much almost at the halfway point, as we have a bunch of cars now pitting in. So just be aware, if you are at the other end of the track and they are coming out of the pit lane, they will basically act like you are not there, and they will be more than happy to just pile straight into you and cost you a bunch of time, and obviously ruin your tyres. and all that good stuff. But we are basically going to box in at this point, as we're already about to lap the first car in the race, that being the Porsche. Pretty much always a back marker in these events. We're going to lap him, but we are obviously going to have to do it again at some point, as we are going to now box in at the end of lap 6 for our first pit stop of the race. This is a 2-stop method. Obviously we are running the hard tyres, and while tyre weight is a little bit higher on this car, it is never at the point where the car is not controllable. So I recommend staying on these hard tyres for the entirety of your stint. At this point we're going to fill the car to full. We are going to have to pit again, as the fuel tank just can't make it to the finish when we're running fuel mix 1. But you're going to see when we're going to kind of time that best for us. At this point, when you come out of the pits, just check behind you or check the track map for AI coming out, as they will basically just pile into you. On to lap 7 now, and we're using that huge straight line advantage to again lap people. As you can see here, we're going to use a slipstream of the Porsche, and we've got an AI coming out of the pit, so we've just narrowly missed him as we come into the first corner. So just be aware of the AI, they're a bit of a nightmare. So end of lap 10, and we've already nearly lapped the whole field, as we can see the Mercedes up here in second. Once we overtake him, we have basically just overtook the whole grid. We've lapped them all, so nice and easy there. At the end of lap 11, we are going to take our second pit stop. This is going to be our final pit stop of the race. I've left it, till I've got a decent bit of fuel left in the tank, and I'm basically just going to overfuel. Again, don't take tyres. The reason I would actually recommend not filling to that little diamond, because it lies to you. If you fill up to that, you will find yourself with no fuel at the end of the race. For me personally, I'll either fill it, a bit over or pretty much to full. This just ensures I've got enough fuel to basically run the rest of the race as fast as I want to go, without having to worry about, slowing down or going into a different engine mode towards the end. Lap 15, the final lap. We are now lapping AI for the second time, some of them anyway. As you can see, a great big bunch of them up there. Tyre wear, again, at this point is quite bad. I did notice that these tyres like to wear off on this car, quite quickly, to be honest. However, the car is still fully controllable. No matter what, it's very easy to drive this car. There's a nice kind of weight and feeling to it. That's why I definitely recommend these Group 2 cars, because they are super easy to drive. Some of them are better than others. I've already covered the 08 models, and if you remember rightly, the 2008 NSX GT500 was an absolute rapid machine on 1 lap pace, but very, very more in the unstable region. Did like to get its back end out, and you could actually run those on mediums. These more modern ones, I would actually recommend the hard tyre. As we come across the line, first place, obviously, and let's see what we did. We did a 25 minutes 30.603 with a fastest lap of a 137.644 on lap 13. So very good 1 lap pace, especially even in the dying stages with high tyre degradation. So nothing to complain about there. And you're going to see here, back in Sardinia, we're going to get 727,500 in around about 25 minutes, and a 4-star roulette ticket. Strategy 2. This involves you putting the car in lean mode, so that is fuel mix 6, and going as long as you can. Now, I'm not going to sort of go too deep into the strategy. You kind of know what to do with the AI and stuff at this point, and about penalties, all that good stuff. I cover them each and every video, because we seem to get new, a more wider player base by the day in Gran Turismo, especially while it's on sale. So I kind of thought, you know what, let's go and get some of the easier strategies made, or ones that I've been kind of neglecting, because a lot of people seem to absolutely love these more modern Group 2 cars, so GT500 ones. Personally, the 08 ones are definitely more my cup of tea, purely because I feel like they are a bit better on fuel and tyre life. But as you can see here, basically what we've done by running in fuel mix 6, we've wiped out our straight line advantage. We are still quicker than the Group 3 cars, but not by much. We are still obviously much more, able to, take corners at a faster speed, and the brakes are obviously still great. However, we have, like I said, completely wiped out our top speed advantage. So we're going to have to be a bit more methodical and basically time our overtakes better than we did previously, where we can kind of rush through. and you know, get through them nice and quickly. At this point, you know you're not going to be able to, you know, just blast ahead. So even if you do make a slight mistake, it can, you know, cost you a lot more time than it would if you are running the faster fuel modes. I do recommend on these straight sections to run it in the slipstream. This kind of nullifies a bit of the nerf we've done to the engine mode, and it will kind of, you know, help you out when it comes to just working your way through the grid, as we do a 146.351 for the opening lap. Lap 10, obviously, like I said, I'm just going to kind of breeze over these, is when you want to take your one and only pit stop. At this point, you're going to come out of fuel mix 6. You're not going to change your tyres. And again, that little diamond that lies to you, do not trust it. Put more fuel in than you actually need to, because we are now going to go for a more sprint method. We've done our endurance fuel saving you know, stint. Now we can just, you know, speed off and basically finish up by putting some really quick laps in for this second half of the race. So away we go. We've got a full tank of fuel, and now it's all about just putting in fast laps, as we're going to turn the engine mode up to power mix 1 and just keep an eye out for the AI bombing down the straight. And yeah, now you're basically just going to sprint to the finish as fast as you can. Don't worry about tyre wear or fuel. Again, the tyres feel fine even when they've degraded quite a bit, as obviously the tyre wear isn't going to be as high because we've not ran obviously a more aggressive engine modes throughout the majority of this race. But we are going to come across the line on our final lap. We've already done a 137.766. Are we going to get any faster on this last lap? No, we're not. So it's a 139 to finish off, but we're going to come across the line in first place again. So the more, I guess, strategic fuel saving method, we came out with a 25.51.200 with a fastest lap of a 137.766 again on lap 13. So that seems to be the lucky lap for us. A little bit slower, but again requires you to pit less and basically just cruise around a bit more, I guess. So it's up to you which strategy you want to pick. You're going to come out with the same money either way, but I thought I'd highlight them both for you anyway. So this video will be up on the Wednesday. This is the Lexus finally covered, the more modern Group 2 cars finally getting covered with their strategies and how you run them at Sardinia. Very easy, very straightforward, and I can see why a lot of people kind of swear by these cars. So when am I going to end, I guess, the more money-making guides? I'm going to end them on this Sunday, so I'm going to do a full week and a little bit extra. It's not like they're going to go anywhere forever. They will still be uploaded. However, I will go back to making also, you know, car reviews and just everything else, Gran Turismo 7 really. Just kind of whiles off work for a week. I kind of wanted to focus on the content you guys seem to, you know, love a lot more. You guys seem to absolutely flood to these because obviously the grind is massive in GT7. But don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll catch you all in the next one. Big thank you to you all. Peace, guys. See you later.